Good evening, folks, and welcome to On the Spot with David Rodgers. I am the show pony, David Rodgers, alongside the Byron Bagwell and Mr. Austin Stevens. Great to have you along for this special edition of On the Spot with David Rodgers, Election Results 2022. Tonight is sponsored by Miracle Automotive and Towing. When you need automotive help, don't pray for a miracle. Call Miracle for 24-hour towing and service and a full-service auto repair. Call 904-368-1114. Miracle Automotive and Towing, where miracles happen each and every day. Let's get the show started as we always do with our prayer, our pledge, and our patriotic quotes of the night. Let's bow our heads, please. Our righteous Heavenly Father, let us once thank again for a wonderful and glorious day you've given us, dear Lord. Thank you for this time that we can spend with our brotherhood, dear Lord, the On the Spot guys, bringing the information to all of our viewers and letting our viewers decide what they want to do with that information, dear Lord. Thank you for letting us live in the greatest country in the world today, the United States of America, dear Lord, the most freest and powerful nation of all, dear Lord. Put your healing hand on us and your guiding hand on us, dear Lord, as we've got our own issues and troubles. But as we go through this election night, hopefully that all will change. Thank you for our military, dear Lord, all the men and women that are serving now and have served in the past, dear Lord. Thank you for each one of them. Keep a hedge of protection over them as they're away from their families and away from their loved ones to fight for our rights and our freedoms against domestic and international terrorism and any other things, dear Lord, that come to great harm to our country. Thank you for our first responders, each and every one of those young men and women, dear Lord, that are out there fighting the good fight, dear Lord, so we can be safe in our homes and at work, dear Lord, during day and nighttime, dear Lord. Thank you for each and every one of them that put their lives on the line each and every day. Thank you for the food we receive. It goes to the nourishment of our bodies and our bodies to thy service. Anybody with a spoken or unspoken prayer request, dear Lord, that you touch each and every one of them, dear Lord. You know you're the ultimate comforter. You can comfort whatever it is that's bothering them, dear Lord. Also, a special prayer to our brother, Mr. Dave Holland. He just had some surgery, dear Lord, and that you put your healing hand on him so he can get back up on his feet, dear Lord, and join us at our next show. Again, thank you for everything that you do. Thank you for this beautiful week that you've given us, dear Lord. Keep us safe from this storm, dear Lord, as Mother Nature comes roaring past the state of Florida, dear Lord. And you just keep a hedge of protection on each and every one of us that's going to be in the path of that particular storm. We ask for all of these things in your Son's name, Jesus Christ. And the congregation says, Amen. Amen. Let us stand for our pledge. And I'm going to ask Mr. Austin Stevens, if he lead us in our pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Amen, and welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm David Rodgers, alongside the Byron Bagwell, alongside Austin Stevens, our weather guru, and Mr. Fantastic back here filling in for Dave Holland, doing a lot of multiple tasks tonight, is Mr. Michael Heater. Say hello, Michael, to everybody.
Hello, Michael, to everybody.
Oh, my goodness. Hello, Michael, to everybody. That's a good one there. So anyway, welcome in again, guys. We got a great show coming up for you tonight, as this is a special edition of On the Spot with David Rodgers. Big time election, Byron, going on right now.
Absolutely.
Austin, Michael, we have big time election. We got to change some things over. America needs to get back to what it's about, Byron, and that's to be that most powerful and that greatest nation, and to keep all of us working and a thriving economy, and the other things that can bring this great nation down. And hopefully, as we get through some votes, there's big, important governor races. There's big, important House of Representatives, Senate races. I mean, hey, if you're wanting to flip the Senate and the House of Representatives, we need everybody to get out there and vote. And there was some confidence that you told me, Byron, today when you went and voted. I don't know what time that was. I know you called me.
It was early.
And you said, man, that place, there was a lot more people than you've ever seen voting today.
At my precinct, there sure was, David. At my precinct, there sure was.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
All right, yours too, Michael?
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, I was at Precinct 6 at Bayless Highway Baptist Church and
Yep.
Precinct 8 at the Country Club. and both of them had a steady line both times that I was there.
Wow, I tell you what, that is great and awesome news. And I tell you, Byron, do you have us a patriotic quote of the night, brethren?
And a very fitting one for what has gone on for the last 2 years.
Okay. Oh, here we go.
Socialism is the philosophy of failure, the creed of ignorance, and the gospel of envy. Its inherent virtue is the equal sharing of misery.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Ooh, guys, hey, that are tuning in, and thank you for tuning in, by the way. We're getting ready to get you some election results here in just a few minutes as Michael Heater is working hard and desperate to try to get you that as soon as we can. Byron, I'm just going to take a stab at this. I don't know why it tells me this, but I'm going to say this is Winston Churchill.
Okay. Next.
Obviously, that's wrong.
Dave, it's on you. I'm going to go with you.
You're going to go with Winston Churchill? Okay.
Once again, socialism is the philosophy of failure, the creed of ignorance, and the gospel of envy. Its inherent virtue is the equal sharing of misery.
All right, can I take that back and can I ask you? Well, let me ask you. Is it a founding father?
No, it is not.
All right, I will stick with Churchill then.
We'll pass it on to Michael.
Would you be kind enough to give me a century?
Kind enough to give
18th,
me
19th, or 20th
century.
century?
I'm going Churchill. You're going Churchill with me?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Churchill down, right?
It's on you.
Okay, Churchill. Go with me, Mike. Go with me.
You think so?
I don't know. He didn't sound confident when I said it. So
You know what? I'm going to say,
I've been busy.
just
watching
because
the
I'm thirsty,
uh,
Samuel Adams.
All right.
ball. Oh. Ooh.
And the winner is Winston Churchill. Somebody saw my morning post this morning, so.
I'm sorry, but I've been watching Facebook all day.
Actually, I didn't see your post. It just sounded like something that he would say. Seriously, I didn't get a chance to comment on your post.
I've used it before too,
And I thought that was
I've used this one before, but I could not think of a more fitting quote for this election other than that one, because a certain party has proven that quote.
That quote
To the American public.
Yep.
Now we're going to see if they're wise enough to wake up and fix the problem.
Good. All right, guys. Again, don't go anywhere because this is a round table. We're going around the region and around the table with the latest news and notes. Brought to you by Harry Business in the Deerfoot Plaza, home of the $10 haircut. Call Dave and Company at 904-964-3338. And they're open Monday through Saturday, 9 to 5. The Dancing Destroyer says, hey, come and get your haircut, all of us. He just sent me a note. Me too. You got to get one?
I need one.
I need one. You need one?
I do.
I think.
She says she does.
I don't know. Mother Nature might take my hair for me.
Oh, well, you're fixing to get into that here in a minute.
The next time that everybody sees me, it may go back to the way it was when I first got on this show.
There you go. We begin in Dixon County, where police say 2 people are safe after their small plane made a forced landing in Cross City yesterday. The plane reportedly had engine trouble, causing the 2 occupants to make an emergency landing in a residential neighborhood. Damage was minimal, and no other injuries were reported, thank God. Down to Ocala, where 2 people were taken to the hospital last night after 2 vehicles collided on East 14th Street near Northeast 31st Avenue in Ocala. Ocala Fire and Rescue was called out around 7 p.m. and rescued one of the drivers trapped inside an overturned car. Both are expected to be okay. That's 2 positive newses right there. Bradford County's new manager, Scott Cornegay, is hitting the ground running with seeking out new revenue for the county. Cornegay, the retired Jacksonville firefighter and former Keystone Heights city manager, is already taking a hands-on approach, Byron, by attending briefings for the tropical storm Nicole and meeting with department heads on ideas to improve our county operations. Good news. If you did not get out and vote in the midterm elections, we're going to be talking about that all night today. It's too late. Polls closed a few minutes ago at 7 p.m. We are going to bring you all the results as they come in, upcoming in just a few minutes. I voted.
I voted.
You voted. She voted. Mike voted.
Tell me this.
Uh-huh.
Where do all the votes come from if the polls closed and voting's over?
Under the table.
Yeah. I get you. And we're going to get into that.
That is a fair question. Where do they come from?
Pepper Autistic, I'll tell you that here in just a couple of minutes. Finally, it's time for an all-new segment we call the Recall Recap, featuring product recalls from the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission and the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Michael dug deep this week, and we have 2 recalls to talk about as we begin with Alaskan salmon, which I love, Byron. Let's find out what's going on. 7 Seas International USA of St. Petersburg, Florida, is voluntarily recalling 540 cases of giant food private label sockeye smoked salmon because it has the potential to be contaminated with listeria, an organism which can cause serious and sometimes fatal infections in young children, frail or elderly people, and others with weakened immune systems. That's not good, Byron.
No, and I wonder who owns that company.
Yeah, we need to find out.
Actually, they're an LLC. They have their own ships, their own boats that go out.
Uh-huh.
They're trying to compete with the other markets,
Right?
And so they are contained within themselves, and they are the ones. Because they're so small, that's why it's only 540 cases. Mm-hmm. But in this situation, they received a potential illness report. They tested it. Turns out it was listeria.
Ooh.
They're recalling everything. Although that was just one case, they're clearing the entire stock and making sure everything's okay, and then moving forward.
I like the approach that these guys took because, hey, even though, like Michael said, it was maybe 1 or 2 cases, hey, you never know about the other cases. I like that they recalled the whole thing. Let's start over fresh. Finally, Ricket is calling Airwick aerosol air fresheners due to injury. Are you kidding me? That's one of my favorite, Mike, is Airwick aerosol air fresheners due to injury and laceration hazardous due to EH cans rupturing under pressure. These products plus other recalls can be found on the CPSC and FDA websites. You can Google FDA recall or consumer recall to get the complete list, and we will feature those recalls each week that could pose a threat to you.
Dave, just as an update, what's happened is that there's a rust inhibitor, like an O-ring that goes on the cans. The O-ring apparently was damaged, or a bad O-ring in the entire stock of them. As a result, rust has started to form in that one, and it's caused a little bit of deterioration. With the cans under pressure, when you go to activate it, the cans have exploded. There's been 1 report of injury, no deaths. But again, in an abundance of caution, they're recalling the entire lot that have that potential damage to the O-ring, and they'll be able to find out how they can get their aerosol air fresheners replaced at no cost or a refund by visiting the CPSC website.
Nice, very good. All right, it's weather time, and guess who I got in today? Mr. Austin Stevens. Welcome into the studio. First and foremost, before you get into the weather, I want to thank you from all of us for the great job that you do for YouTube and downloading our shows each and every week after we get done. That page is looking magnificent. We're starting to get some hits on that. I don't know what you're doing. Are you promoting that thing or what on YouTube or what? Because we're starting to get some hits on YouTube.
Sir, I can't confirm or deny, but you can just think me and Mike connects.
Okay, there you go. All right. Weather, Austin, what do we got?
Well, we're gonna go old school.
Are
tonight.
we?
Yeah, we're gonna go old school.
Okay.
So we have a storm called Nicole. Conveniently, my sister, but also Mitchell's wife.
well, you and Mitchell can talk about that.
Hey, I didn't say nothing. I just noticed the name. But we have this storm. It is approximately 500 miles wide. The wind field as of 4 p.m. today, because of the standard time change, is 400 miles wide. We got us a problem, David.
Oh, we do, don't we? And I'll tell you now.
Let's flip that over and show them this path.
Let's flip this over right here. Hey, help me out there, Byron. There. Grab that little piece of paper right there and flip him on over right here. Look at here. Whoa! Okay, he just said let's get rid of it.
Let's just get rid of it.
All right, what do we got here, Austin?
We got us a forecast cone. We got us a cone from the National Hurricane Center. The one thing I want to point out is, even though you can see where the cone's going to take it over Florida, look at the wind field. Any lasting effects can be up to 250 plus miles from that cone. So even if that cone hits Tallahassee, Florida, Bradford County will still get effects. I'm expecting here 40 to 55 mile an hour winds with gusts to 70 miles per hour in Bradford, Clay, Putnam, and Marion County. Expecting wind speeds of 45 to 60 miles an hour with gusts to 75 due to the pastures and the St. Johns River. I'll be doing a briefing more and more as the storm gets closer. There'll be a briefing at 8 in the morning on Austin's Weather Service, facebook.com/Austin's Weather Service. There's your tropic update. Now let's get back to our actual weather forecast for the area.
All right. Go ahead with the local forecast.
All
What you
right,
got?
so the local forecast, it was windy today, wasn't it?
It was a little windy today. It was, Austin.
Does that mean that tomorrow's going to be a Wednesday?
Zay?
It's going to be a wind day.
Yes.
Well, here we go.
Calls, here it comes.
Well, we're actually going to have the most pretty much actually calm Wednesday before that storm. Morning will start out a little blustery on the coast because of that nor'easter, but it's going to quiet down before that wind picks up Thursday again. We're looking at partly cloudy skies with 30% chance of showers. Daytime highs will be beautiful for your preparedness of the storm with highs in the upper 70s. We go through Thursday, wind speeds will gradually pick up to that 40 to 55 with gusts to 70 as that storm closes in on us. Our daytime highs will be in the mid-70s, nighttime lows around 70. I heard David's going to turn off his AC. But
sounds great to me.
after that, we look forward. After the storm moves out, by Friday, conditions will be improving for that football game. I heard there's a football game
At Bradford Stadium, at David Hurst Stadium. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. There's a big football game there.
I heard it. I heard that storm. That storm is going to be chased out here.
Nice. That sounds great.
Mitchell's going to chase that storm out of here.
All right. Sounds good to us.
Because you know why?
Why?
He wants that Bradford Tornadoes. He wants to bring Nicole, the good Nicole.
He wants to bring the good Nicole. Okay.
Yes. Well, not only that, we're going to clear out, and Michael Heater's favorite temperatures are coming in. The upper 30s to lower 40s.
We have a question for you, Austin.
Yes?
What is Tallahassee expecting with the weather and wind?
Depending on to where this storm shifts, you'll be on the west side of this thing, so you'll be on the clean side. Maybe 25 to 40 mile an hour winds with gusts to 50 to 55 if you're along that Big Bend coast. But the more inland you are, the less effects you'll have. You'll have more of the cold front. They'll be rushing in that dry air behind that storm.
So, Austin, one more thing. Rain. How much rain is this thing going to produce? And how fast is this thing going to move across? I guess you don't know that yet. It's still early to tell, right?
Too early to tell. When the front, it depends. A lot of variables. People keep saying, "Oh, that storm could go across Florida, go out and hit Alabama." People are saying that. I'm sorry, but the models are too close together. It's going to hit the Big Bend. It's going to hit the Big Bend. If not, it's going to ride between I-75 and 301 like Irma did.
All right. So definitely a blunt of it for us. You're pretty certain.
I'm pretty certain that school districts, I'm going to call on them now,
Okay.
need to start doing their plans tonight and making announcements before noon tomorrow.
Okay.
There's already some schools that are already
Closed. Yeah.
down.
I
St.
know
John's.
Lake City will be closed. I heard that as well. Union
Clay
will be
County County
Putnam.
as of now has not said anything. Putnam's closing?
Putnam's closing, and so is St. John's.
And so is Bradford as of now too. They had an off day anywhere on Friday, Byron, because they had some because of Veterans Day. Yeah, so they're going to probably close it down on Thursdays. All right, on Thursday.
Does anyone know about Marion or Alachua?
Do not know there. All right, but we'll get that information to you as we go. All right, Byron. Hey, Byron, thank you for that weather update. You look like Byron.
It's going to rain.
I hear you. All right.
Yes, it is
So-
going to. It is
Yes, it
going
is.
to rain.
So here we go. Now, Michael's trivia will not be affected. So we have trivia on Wednesday night at Fun Point. Barring weather, Thursday night at the Downtown Grill in Stark. We'll make that call as it goes. But Michael's trivia should be okay because you're going to be 12 hours in front of that before it even gets here, right, Mike?
David,
So-
I would pull your trivia.
Okay. He's telling me to pull my trivia, but I'm not going to pull it just yet until let's make sure we're 100%.
Okay.
So,
You can always never be 100, all right?
98%?
How about 90%?
Okay.
I'll sell with 90%.
All right, so
Michael
90%.
Heater's got a jambulance. It can block the wind.
So I got you. All right, so trivia on Wednesday nights. Michael starts at 7 o'clock on on Wednesday nights. They got a good trivia over there. They got all kinds of questions, all kinds of games, all kinds of prizes you can win over there. And then Thursday night at the Downtown Grill, we start at 7:30. My weatherman is telling me I may want to go ahead and pull that. But if we have to, we will do that. And Thursday trivia answer is results. Results, Byron. And as I see results,
Well, I figured this was coming from this county.
Yeah, I did too.
We have hurricane results.
Yeah, there we go. So everything that I'm seeing so far looks pretty good.
There's only 1% left. You can tell. You can already call that for all of those for Bradford County.
By the way, for sure.
Just a second. So.
All right, so and that's Bradford results. So anyway, now here's everyone's favorite segment that brings back a little history. Brought to you by our great media partners, WEAG, Eagle Country 106.3 FM, Chuck and Mary Kramer and Lynn Vellis, and the Bradford County Telegraph and their great staff, including owners John Miller, Editor-in-Chief Mark Crawford, the ad guru John Ron Tillman, and, of course, Mr. Photogenic himself, Cliff Smelly. Here's what's the date. These are the headlines for the Bradford Telegraph during the first week of November in what year? Multiple accidents result in serious injuries, running to victory and into the postseason. Shooter sentences for attempted murder, and Bradford tax burden low compared to others. Is that November of 2011, November 2013, or November of 2015? Here we go. Multiple accidents result in serious injuries, running to victory and into the postseason. Shooter sentences for attempted murder, and Bradford tax burden low compared to others. Was that November of 2011, Byron, 2013, or 2015? Several people include, I'll read the first one, you read the second one, I'll read the third one, you read the fourth one.
That works.
Several people, including an infant, were in critical condition following crashes in and around Stark, including a bicyclist struck in front of Laredo's restaurant near Madison Street Baptist Church and on State Road 16 east of Stark.
The Bradford County Tornadoes defeated Mount Dora Defenders 40-0, giving the football team their first regional playoff berth since 2004.
Let me see here. James Carter was sentenced to life in prison. Gerald James Carter was sentenced to life in prison after a Bradford County jury convicted him of attempted murder following a shooting on Thanksgiving Day in Lincoln City, Byron.
Property appraiser Jimmy Alvarez told the county commission that while Bradford was weathering the storm on property taxes, difficult times lay ahead as a result of the housing market collapse.
There we go. Multiple accidents result in serious injuries, running to victory and into the postseason. Shooter sentences for attempted murder. Bradford tax burden low compared to others. Was that November of 2011, November of 2013, November of 2015, the first week? Yeah, is this where you can play? We need a correct answer from you. Michael's going to log them in. If you give us the correct answer, we put you in for the drawing that we will draw the following month on the first week of December, and you have a chance to win a $25 gift card. Michael, are we doing that drawing tonight?
I have not had time to do it.
So let's do it next week?
We're going to do it next week.
Okay.
Yes, we are definitely going to have a winner.
All right.
Next
We're
week.
going to definitely have a winner next week. We know who's in. We know who's out. So there was very limited entries this last month, Byron, because we didn't have a lot of great guesses. But here's your chance to check that out and give me an answer. All right, here we go. Welcome him in. Susan Cunningham, good evening to you. Will Smith, USA, USA, USA. You better believe it, brother. Miss Shirley Bagwell. By the way, thank you very much. Byron, can you grab that? Right there. Thank you for the goulash that you made. It's sitting over here warming up. The cornbread. Do you want to show the cornbread to our people?
I'm not sure I want to get that near you.
You probably don't, man, because me and Michael Peter is fixing to tear the mess out of that. So, yeah, we need to open it up and show the cornbread. I want to thank Miss Shirley Bagwell. She's always baking us something. Your mom is great. Donnie and everybody for putting this together.
Well, now I know what food we're having with that hurricane party.
Oh, my goodness. Look at, oh, boy. Oh, my goodness. Can the people see that, Byron? You may have to hold it up, brother.
Yeah, are you sure you want me to do that?
Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness. Look at that cornbread.
We'll just hold him back. We'll hold him back from
Oh, man, I smell it already. Shirley, thank you so much. We're going to enjoy this as soon as we get done with our show. Shirley said Churchill. Of course. Pepper Autistic, thank you for joining in. By the way, we're going to be at your wrestling event. We're hoping that everybody's going to be there with us. We got some guys that's got some plans going on, but for sure, me and you're going to be there. So, and Mitchell.
That's next Tuesday?
Next Saturday.
Not this Saturday, but following.
No, this Saturday.
This Saturday.
6. We're going to go over there. Yeah. We'll be all right. All right. Hopefully, Dave Holland can be with us so he can record this. We'll be there. Sam Sheila All-Star, good evening to you. The $10 haircut, Byron answered it for you, is at Dave's shop, Dave Holland's shop.
I don't
Harry
think it's
business.
$10 anymore, though.
Oh, it's not.
I don't know, it was 11 or 12.
Mike, is that? Have you heard anything? Maybe Dave Holland. He's watching. Maybe he can tell us. I thought it was still home with a $10 haircut, but if it isn't, we probably need to change that.
I haven't been in there, but last time I was in there, it was a few months ago. It was $10.
It was $10 still.
Ellen Disher Williams said listeria was the cause of my angel grandson's disability. Oh, sorry to hear that. And okay, what is Tallahassee expecting? We already said that. Pepper said thank you. Melissa Cribbs, hello to you as well. DHS is having a meeting tomorrow on shutting down Thursday, okay? All right, Mike, here we go. We had 2011, 2013, or 2015, right?
That's correct.
Yep.
Susan Cunningham, I can't give you 2017 unless you just want it to be wrong. Let me give you another guess. She meant, sorry, I meant 2015. Okay. Sheila says 2013.
Okay.
Roy Jackson says 2013.
Okay.
On the spot with David Rodgers, November 2011. Okay, what? Okay, that was a guess from one of us, 2011. Melissa Cribbs says 2013. Okay. Randy Brooks, 2015. Ellen Disher Williams, I would love to give you 2016, but that wasn't one of the choices. You'll have to go again. She's got another one. Okay. Angela Stone Blackman says 2015. I don't know, but I will take a guess out of it. Pepper says, she says she wants 2013. Okay. Ellen says 2013. Dave Holland Jr. said, yes, still home with the $10 haircuts. Shirley Bagwell says 13. Okay. Dave Holland, the big man, says $10 haircut, men and women, children, any style. Casey Jordan Crawford says 2011. Phil Jackson, the coach, says 2013. Ellen Disher Williams says, yum, yum. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We'll show you the goulash in a minute.
I'm smelling it over here.
Yeah. Dave Holland Jr. says 2015. All right, I'll go around the table. Byron, what do you say?
13.
What do you say over there, ma'am? 11, 13, or 15?
15.
15. All right. What about you?
Byron? I'm going to tag team with you, 2013.
And I'm going to tag team with Byron as well, 2013. Right, let me see. Anybody else? I don't think we have anybody else there, Mike. We will probably ought to go ahead and cut it off here. All right, and the answer is, let's wait for it. Michael has fooled us all.
We love it, Casey. Nice job.
Oh.
November of 2011.
Well, Casey. You are in for the prize, and Shay, she's the only one in.
The only thing that was making me think about 2011 was the housing market.
Yeah, well, it's 2011. So
with the tax
one winner. That's the way to start off the month.
That's it. There we go.
There it is. All right. Great job on that. Mike, where do we want to go from here? Do we want to just start talking and let's start giving some results?
Let's go ahead and start talking some results. What I've done is I put together a board for you to discuss. I think it's pretty much it's a given for Bradford County. I want to show the numbers for Bradford, and then we're going to go into the state, and then we're going to go into some national numbers.
Okay.
So here is, as of 2 minutes ago, these are the percentages and the projected winners. I will say the projected winners in red.
Projected winners.
This is Bradford County results for the major races.
Byron, go ahead.
Marco Rubio, 80%. Val Demings at 19%. Kat Kemick at 81%. Daniel Hawk at 18%. Rhonda Santos at 82%. And the Chameleon at 17%.
The Chameleon.
The Chameleon? Who's the Chameleon?
You know, the one that was a Republican, then he was an independent, and then a Democrat? That one.
And the one that's back to being a Democrat?
This Democrat, yeah.
Okay.
That is Chris.
Nice job right there. All right, Mike. There you go. There's some results right there.
I'm gonna pull some state numbers for you
All right, state numbers coming up real quick.
Chameleon, I'm done.
Listen, that was great. No, that was
Seriously, how can you vote for that man? anybody that
Anybody.
thinks can. How do you vote for a person
That
that was a Republican, then an independent, and was a Democrat? But I guarantee you, if he thought he could win the Republican platform, he would be back on the Republican platform.
Absolutely.
He is a political opportunist and nothing more. He does
Yeah,
not
he
have
did
your
terrible
best
when he
interest
was
at
in
heart.
Florida, when he did run Florida, he wasn't good.
Well, I don't want to say he was
wasn't-
horrible.
he
He wasn't horrible.
He wasn't horrible, but he
He
wasn't
wasn't horrible.
the greatest in the world. I mean,
But
He wasn't as bad as New York's governor.
oh yeah, without a doubt. No.
No, but he wasn't.
I don't know. I don't
He
know
was-
if he did enough.
he didn't do anything. Is the problem?
Right, that is the thing. Yeah, I mean, he really. Man, anyway, he's
No-
shenanigans.
no one-
anyway.
Oh, you got
no one
Jeb-
truly knows.
Jeb Bush and then him. Ah.
Well,
I would take Jeb Bush in a
Yeah,
Oh,
heartbeat.
yeah.
over Chris in a heartbeat. And after what Bush did in that one primary, I don't have a very high opinion of him either. But Chris, how do you trust somebody that jumps from party to party to party to party?
Yeah, what's he going to do
He
for
says
you? Yeah.
One thing at one point, and he's one way at one point, and then another thing, and then all of a sudden he's completely another thing. How do you trust somebody like that?
I don't trust people with white hair.
Here, Byron, I want to
it's
talk
hard
a
enough
little
to
bit.
trust politicians to begin with, but when they change their message 3 times,
And I like your opinion on this because you're very sharp on these kind of topics here. You know, the way the state of America right now, we know what it's all about. We beat that horse until we can't beat it no more. He's whipped to pieces. And
who are we talking about?
I'm talking
Chris,
about
or
I'm talking about the state of America in general, and the so-called party that we have running our Senate and our Congress, if you want to call it that, and the person and people that's running this country. Byron, I just hope.
criminal organization. Oh, sorry.
I just hope.
Oh!
Facebook, you did not hear that. I don't know
YouTube,
anything.
I didn't say nothing.
I can back it up.
I know you
I
can.
can prove it.
I don't have a show.
I know you. I mean, I could prove it if you really want to get into it. There's been court case after court case after court case after district to district to district to district to district throughout time where they've caught them cheating.
And you know what the punishment they get?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Because they control the
Because they
districts
control the
that get caught
districts
in.
that they get caught in, and that's exactly right.
I mean,
So-
just because you don't get an actual sentence does not mean you're not a criminal. A criminal commits a crime.
That's exactly right.
Speaking of things and committing crimes and stuff like that, what is y'all's take on Elon Musk buying Twitter?
That's a great question.
Get a big bowl of that goulash
Gosh,
and a piece of
is
that
that
cornbread
cornbread.
and sit back and watch and enjoy. That is my opinion on that.
Yeah, that is. yeah.
That's exactly what I was saying. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Elon Musk's politics are Elon Musk's politics. I don't necessarily agree with everything that he believes in, but at the same time, he speaks up for free speech, and he's going to allow free speech back on Twitter. Yes.
There's talk now with Twitter that he wants to make it to where if you want to use Twitter, you have to pay.
That is
that is
correct.
correct.
That is what I've heard also.
Yeah.
It's a business.
Well, and let's. But you know, it's more than business. Let's take a look at this. Oh, here we go.
Hold on 1 second before you say that. He owns a majority of a corporation, and do you know who he's answerable to? The rest of the stockholders.
Yeah.
They own stock in Twitter because they want to make money. So when he goes, okay, $10 a month or $20 a month, I can't remember which one it was.
It's $8 a month for the Twitter Blue.
Okay, $8 a month. Guess what he's doing? He's improving the value of the stock for the people that own that stock. We have a serious problem in this country with a misunderstanding about what a corporation is. Because it's not just a bunch of evil businessmen in suits. You can buy stock in any company you want to. You can buy as little as you want to or as much as you want to.
Absolutely. And I'm not disagreeing there.
I own stock. Most people own stock, and guess what? They're 401ks.
That's right.
So you want to see these corporations succeed so you can retire.
But what I was saying, it's more than money.
Oh, yeah.
It is more than money. Yes, he's answerable to shareholders. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
It's about making money. But it's more than that. You were talking about freedom of speech. Well, Austin, it's going to cost you monthly to give your freedom of speech. We just ain't going to be able to go on any social outlet anymore and do that garbage, because if you want to do it on Twitter, it's going to cost you to do that on Twitter. And that's what I'm saying, Byron. You know what I mean? Yes, it's about the money and it's about shareholders, but it's more than that. I think he was thinking beyond the picture and saying, hey, this is the way I can control people just running their mouth.
It absolutely is. And here's the thing. If you want to be on Twitter and it's that important to you, that $8 a month is worth it.
It sure is.
Because think about how much you pay for Disney Plus or Netflix.
Yep.
Any of that stuff, most people binge watch now.
Yep.
Think about how much money you pay a month on that. $8 is not a lot to have a platform to express yourself.
Right.
It's not.
No, it isn't.
And for backup internet for like the weather station stuff, that costs me in the ballpark per month up to around $230.
Yeah.
Yep.
To keep a weather station, the Los Angeles weather station, and the backup assets when a hurricane hits, it's not cheap.
But that's business. That's your business.
That's business.
That's business. And that's exactly right, Austin. And it doesn't sort of compare to what we were talking to, but I understand what you're saying.
Well, no,
you know,
I'm comparing it to like with Twitter, you have to when you're also for the stocks, you also have to pay to run them servers.
Well, absolutely. But do you think he really needs that extra money to run those servers? Elon Musk has got more money than me and you can dig up in everybody's backyard.
Well, yeah. Well, yes, David. I will say that.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's apples to oranges.
Yeah.
To what we're
He's
comparing.
keeping the whinies off. That's what he's doing.
Well,
They're gonna
yeah.
get
Well,
off
what
if
he's
they
doing
want
is he's trying to keep the majority of the negativism that we hear off that site.
The whinies,
Sure he
the
is.
ones that complain, the ones that
Yes.
you pick on me, you
Right.
call me a name, I can't deal with
Right.
it. Those type of people.
So
If I hear one more time I'm offended by something,
I'm offended by
grow
something.
up. I am offended by a lot of things in this
Yes,
world.
sir.
And I don't look at people and go, I'm offended by
If I
that.
went
all right, here we go.
My wife
Michael's done a
has-
great job.
Got some good information.
Good information right here. All right, I'm gonna let Byron read it. I'm gonna hold it up, Byron.
Oh, and that's great information. Marco Rubio at 53% and Val Demings at 46%. And the reason that I'm saying this is because the majority of the votes that have come out now are probably coming from South Florida, and we still have the Panhandle, and the
Yes.
majority of North Florida that votes aren't actually in yet. And that always bodes well for Republicans. It just does.
It does.
Kat Kamick is at 54%, and Danielle Hawk is at 45%.
Who's that coming?
And Ron DeSantis is at 54%, and Charlie Crist is at 45%, with 57% of the precincts reported.
Now, what's interesting about that is that Miami-Dade County, which is historically very blue, very liberal, 88% vote for DeSantis.
Wow.
10% for
Are
Charlie
you
Crist.
serious,
Yes,
dude?
sir.
And see, and this is what I was saying about Charlie Crist. You can fool some people sometimes, but when you do that 3 times in a row, people are not going to go for that because they think you're a shyster, and he is.
And I said, me and a few friends that I was working on some stuff behind the scenes for David's show, and then
He's
my
gonna shellac you, David.
I think so.
We were talking about it. I was saying that Ron DeSantis is going to win this state by 11%. Todd.
Okay. There's a correction.
Okay.
I mistyped it. DeSantis is up by 8 points over Crist with 88% of the votes going. He still has a 8 points, so it's going to be a 54 to 46. So that was my mistake.
That's okay.
He's up by 8 percentage points.
Yeah.
So that still puts him in the same average. So what he's running statewide is what he's running in
In Miami-Dade.
Surprisingly, because
That
that
is
is
surprising.
such as a local
I'm curious what
I'm
the
going to pull
actual
Broward
is.
as well and see what they're doing.
Are you surprised about that, Byron?
No, I'm not.
You're not,
Because Charlie
okay.
Crist is a shyster, and it does not take a person to look at that very long to go, this man's not a Democrat. Why am I voting for a man who was a Republican and then an independent and then claims he's a Democrat? The man is not a Democrat. Why am I going to vote for him? So what you end up with is you end up with your turnout not being as much because Charlie Crist is what Charlie Crist is. I mean, it's just that.
All right, Casey Crawford. Let's get that back to some things here. Casey Crawford says, "Yay! I'm the only one." Ellen Disher Williams was laughing.
The only one that voted for Charlie Crist?
No,
Byron.
no, Byron. I hope Casey comes and jumps you, Byron.
Oh, come on
snap.
now. It's just a joke.
Yeah, it's a joke. Hey, look at what Ellen Disher Williams did.
It's a joke.
Bradford County Schools meeting at 9 a.m. tomorrow for the shutdown. Ellen Disher Williams says, congratulations to all the candidates. Brother, good evening, fellow patriots. Please, God, save our nation from evil demon rats. Hey, we prayed for that.
Demon rats.
You got to stop that, brother.
You got to stop
You
it,
know
man.
they're
Now I've done
watching-
said it.
You
They're
know
watching
they're
it.
watching you.
And they're watching us. Totally agree on the chameleon. Barbie Crawford, look at here.
Yeah, I know.
So I wanted to drop in and say, hey, I'm bailing on y'all because I've been up since 3 a.m. Hope everyone has a great night, and I'll try to catch y'all again next week. That's true. Shirley Bagwell says, I agree with you, Dwight. So do I. Dave Holland says, the show looks good and sounds good, Mike. Here we go. Renee Stegall Shaw, my little buddy. South Mississippi is sending our former Jackson County Sheriff Mike Ezel to clean up D.C. He's currently quite a bit ahead of the Democrat and independent nominees, and I don't see any major gains to be made by either of them going forward this evening. Mike unseated our Republican incumbent in the first round of voting. Look out, D.C. liberals. There's a new sheriff coming to town. Sounds like it. I went to school with Mike Ezel. We went to school with Mike Ezel.
You're gonna start seeing
Yes.
this from all over the place.
Shirley, you're exactly right. It's about power. We've got some breaking news.
All right, so
We're back with you again. My name is David Rodgers, right along with E. Byron Bagwell, right along with Mr. Austin Stevens, right along with Mr. Michael Heater. We are here. No Dave Holland tonight. He went under some surgery for his thyroid. Please keep him in your prayers. Mr. Mitchell Gunner was out there holding signs for Kamek today, but he'll have his show on Thursday night, barring the weather. At 7 o'clock, he's got a special guest that'll be coming on, Byron. He's running a pretty good show over there, so I tell you, keep Mitchell close to you there, because like I said, if you're into motorsports, hey, he's got it, brother. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, what I was just getting ready to say before we got thrown off there or disconnected, I was saying about the state of our country and the way that things are going. Look, everything's up, everything except your wages. And I don't care. Think about this for a moment. I don't care if you're white, black, blue, orange, purple, green, hazel, pink, red. I don't care what color.
Senate.
Yep.
That way, when bills pass, and the sock puppet up in D.C., actually, who's still controlled by the Democrat Party, goes, this is getting vetoed, and sit back, they can look at him and go, no, it's not.
Right.
This passes. We don't need you.
Yep. Yep.
So,
Michael's updating some more results here, but
the other thing I'm going to start chanting about when they actually do win both the House and the Senate, I'm going to keep to myself, because 4 years, we put up with a bunch of nonsense.
Yep.
It's your turn.
it's your turn. That's exactly right. While he's doing that, Byron, I know we're getting up into the 8 o'clock hour. Thank you for coming back to us, guys. Sorry we was having some internet connection problems. The Byron Bagwell, better known as the Byron Bagwell. And if you don't know what else Byron does, Byron is the color commentator for the Bradford Tornadoes. Right along with me. Hey, play-by-play.
That's the voice
right
right there.
along, right here. Mr. Austin Stevens, Mr. Michael Heater back there controlling everything. No Dave Holland tonight. No Mitchell Gunner. Hey, Let's talk a little tornado football while we got a moment.
I'm wearing this. I'm wearing
Sure.
the color shirt.
You are. Look, he's wearing the red.
Let me
Okay.
ask Michael to do us
Okay.
a favor when he's finished
Okay.
doing what he's doing on the board.
All right, ask
I'm
him.
about to hand this over to you.
Some
Hang on a
Georgia
second.
results.
Yep, I've got them coming.
Oh, that's what you're working on?
No,
All right.
no, but I'm working
No,
on it.
he's working on it. Holds, Byron. I don't know.
There we go.
There we go. Okay, back again. There we go. Back in the saddle.
All right, here you go.
All right, here we
All
go.
right,
All right, here we
62%.
go. All right, here we go. All right, I'll hold it up, Byron. You read it.
Okay, Marco Rubio is now at 55%, and Val Demings is at 44%. Kat Kamick is at 58%. Danielle Hawk is at 42%. And Ron DeSantis is at 57%, and Charlie Crist is at 43%, with 62% of the precincts reporting.
Correct.
62.
11 points now.
11 points now. So what Byron was saying, did you see how that has gone up, Byron? You even said it, so
And
did
in
Michael.
14 points for Ron DeSantis.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's
pretty phenomenal.
that number's not going to be overcome
No.
unless something seriously
Nice work, Mike.
shady happens.
And actually, it just refreshed here. The numbers have not changed, but we're now at 71%.
Whew.
They just did an update, but the percentage is the same.
Okay,
55,
percentage is
44.
same, but 71% reporting, right?
Yeah.
no,
so they're
no. The analytics is will show that's an insurmountable lead for Crist. There should be people starting to call it for Ron DeSantis.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's getting that way for Rubio, too, Byron.
Thank
There
God.
was an independent.
And
poll.
Kat Kamick, what is she? She's 69. Yeah, that's probably pretty much that.
Well,
too.
that's Kat Kamick's that's Kat Kamick's
District, yeah.
And I can almost promise you the majority of those precincts are already in.
I'm sure.
That's not the 62%. What we say, 62%.
Yeah.
The 62%.
Well,
is-
and actually
is
71 now, Michael said.
71 now
71%.
is the state
right,
percentage.
reporting. Right.
I don't. Mike, do you know what the percentage of Cat's district is in?
Do you know?
I don't know the percentage of Kat's district, but I can look it up. I'll find out. But I mean,
Yeah,
that's-
reporting.
But I mean, her Kat's district is the one who does these numbers. It's not a statewide election.
Okay.
I've got other districts that I'll pull.
Okay.
And we'll get to that.
Oh, so this is not for the state
This
of
is-
Florida.
This is the state of Florida for Marco Rubio and the
Okay.
state of Florida for DeSantis.
DeSantis.
Kat Kamick's numbers are for District 3.
District.
Because
three.
only
Okay.
District 3 voters can vote in that.
Right.
Right.
And,
So that's where you're
if
at
you
with
would pull up district, I think it's district.
District 2, and I'll get to that in just a moment.
The Clay County. The Clay County.
I will pull that up in just
please.
a second. Just so, because you asked, I want to go ahead and just get that for you real quick here. Notable races in the state of Georgia. Raphael Warnock, the Democrat, has garnered 57.7%. Herschel Walker is at 41%, with in the neighborhood of about 60, looks like 64% of the precincts counted so far.
And never mind. I'll find out about that later. That state's a strange state because there's a bunch of counties that will come in.
Actually, I
Yeah.
misspoke. 23% are the only ones reported so far.
Okay.
and see, and that's
So
what I was about to say.
I misread. I was looking at New Hampshire. Maggie Hansen from the Democratic Party has a 62% lead over her opponent with 10% reporting, and then Sherry Beasley from the Democratic Party at 54% with 37% reporting. And Tim Ryan is up 62% in Ohio, and we don't have any results yet for out west yet.
Yeah, well,
Because
they're saying the polls are not going. The numbers are not going to be in for some of these states until the end of this week.
The good news is that
They do it all the time.
Well,
the good news.
Arizona,
Understand
Pennsylvania.
Interesting though, Virginia, which was like a raging blue state, both Jen Kiggins in Virginia District 2 and Yesel Vega in Virginia District 7, Republicans, both are leading by a good margin, 58% and 59% respectively, with 27% of the precincts reporting. So Virginia is starting to make that swing as well. Still working on getting you some additional numbers. I will have the district races, the congressional district races for you in Florida in just a moment.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
remember, the Republicans only have to flip one seat in
That's
the Senate to take the majority back over.
Right.
One seat.
Yeah.
That's it.
Just one.
The House,
How many in the House? We need 6 or 7.
I don't.
I think we need
Close.
6.
It's close.
Yeah, 6
I
or
thought
7
it was
to
more-
flip the
I thought
House.
it was more than
Was
that.
it more than that?
I thought it was
I
more
hope
than
the
that.
American people wake up and realize what's happening.
Well, and that's what I've been saying this whole time. Cheryl, is that I'm hoping that
An $8 gallon of milk should make people realize.
and 620 diesel prices here. You know, diesel, Cheryl, in California is $9.40 a gallon.
I believe it.
That is flat out ridiculous. But when was the last time your paycheck went up? When was the last time you got a raise?
I got a raise. I'm up to $15 an hour now.
Hey, that's good. But hey, you know
Like
what?
everybody else in the state.
So is everybody else in the state, right? So
Well,
what
I
is?
don't know, not yet.
It will be
My
It will
my
be.
sister.
Yeah.
The school board put us up there.
right.
But still, it doesn't matter. You're up
It
to
doesn't
$15.
matter. You got a small raise, but hey, when things are going up so high, so fast, you can't make up the difference.
Property taxes went up $300.
All right, so let's get
All right,
you
here we go.
All right, so let's get you some House of Representative numbers by the district in the state of Florida. This, according to the Associated Press, allows for lawmakers to change property tax exemptions for public safety workers. That basically said, hey, if you are a law enforcement officer, firefighter, paramedic, or
Extra.
corrections officer,
Yeah.
you got an additional cut of your homestead exemption.
Right.
I absolutely disagreed with that. I voted no. I'm against that because it really puts a hit on the tax income for areas that are constrained, like Bradford
County. Yeah.
Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on your point of view, 57% so far have said yes.
Yes.
And that is probably going to, I expect that to go through because people want a tax break, let's face it.
Yeah,
They
absolutely.
appreciate it.
By the way, medical techs are included in that, so I'm going to end up with that too.
Yeah, you'll
Oh,
like
yeah,
that
you'll
one.
end up- yeah.
I'm on that fringe where I still do all the work of public safety, but I don't get credit for it, so I don't get any credit for it.
But doesn't your title?
No, my title means absolutely nothing in this state. So
Wow.
it boils down to so if this goes through, a lot of Union County and Bradford County, because a lot of the population works for DOC and in public safety, they're going to get tax breaks, but that also means there'll be a significant decrease in revenue coming into the county, which is going to create even a harder time for the county to manage a budget. Because we're capped at 10 mils. It's not like we can raise taxes anymore,
Right.
unless we go through a special session. So this particular election is going to be very detrimental to county operations, and I would not be surprised if there's some additional funding services.
Yeah, exactly right.
They're just going to have to get creative, Mike.
Oh, correct, absolutely.
I mean,
and that's
it
what
is-
and that's what Scott Cornegay, the county manager, said. He was interested in meeting with his department heads and saying, "Look, what can we do?" Bradford County Fire has gotten creative by taking one of their fire engines and staffing it with paramedics so they can jump on an ambulance if they need to put an ambulance in service.
Sure.
You know, the road department is their budget is lean as it is.
Is right.
But they're already working on that one. The sheriff is already working on doing things. So there's going to be some difficulty that comes in with this one, but those are where we are with those ballots. The
Okay.
ballot measures, all three that were the measures that were on the ballot for this year.
All yes so
appear
far,
to be
right?
yes so far. And again, as we are doing this, and this was updated.
There was a fourth one on there, wasn't there?
Not in ours.
No, there was only three.
There was only three.
There was three. Now there was one. There
Oh
was
no,
a fourth.
wait, no, never mind. That was for Clay County.
Yeah, there was right.
Yeah.
Individual counties had other
yeah.
state
never
amendments
mind.
or whatever they
I
were
need
doing,
to figure out what they
but
did
that
with that
worked.
one because that was some nonsense.
So that's where we are with that one. And again, we are now at 73% reporting for the state of Florida, the U.S. Senate race. Rubio still holding a 55 to 44 lead. In the U.S. House, those numbers have not changed. We are still looking at Lawson in District 2, Districts 3 and 4, and it looks like 5 are going to remain in Republican control at the state level.
Right.
Now we're going to start. Now I'm going to start pulling some numbers at the, of course, Kat Kamick and Aaron Bean. Those are House of Representatives at the federal level.
Yeah, I was
So
about to
we're-
say Aaron
Yeah,
Bean and Kat are.
yeah, they're federal.
Right.
Now we're going to start pulling some other states and see what other national impacts.
Yeah,
are
because
going on as well.
we needed one for the Senate.
Well, you need one
And I'm
flip.
going to say,
for the
Mike,
Senate.
do you think Mike, can you find out how many seats we need in the House of Representatives to flip that?
Pulling it right now.
I'm going to say it's 7. You think it's a little higher than that?
I know it's higher.
And you think it's double digits?
I know it's double.
Okay. Wow.
I can tell you that in the House of Representatives, 24 of the 435 seats are up for election. There are 6. It looks like, according to the Associated Press, as of 8:08 p.m., so 1 minute ago, that the Democrats have lost 1 seat. The GOP has gained 1 seat. GOP winning 16 of their elections, the Democrats taking 8. So at this point, we're still waiting to see what happens. But it appears, according to the Associated Press, the Republican Party has won 16 seats, gaining 1. The Democrats have won 8, losing 1. Other parties not reporting anything there at all. So at this point, it looks like the Republicans have gained a seat in the House of Representatives.
The Senate.
And now in the Senate race,
That's the one I'm in. That's the one. Yeah.
in the Senate race, we are still there. It is still too close to call at this point. The Democrats have won, as of right now, 38. The Republicans have won 34. At this point, there are no changes in seats right now. However, there are
got the West
other.
Coast.
There are still a lot of. There's still central,
Oh, yeah.
central,
Central.
And mountain elections that are still.
That's
being called.
still.
We're
Yeah.
still way out.
Well,
of that, you know.
You know,
I mean, you're still talking West Coast. You still got 2 more hours, 3 more hours out there.
the chances that they're going to flip a couple of seats are pretty
Are pretty good.
are
Yeah.
pretty high, I
And
would
then
say.
you-
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
I
then
would.
You also got Alaska and Hawaii.
Yeah, so we're
Yes.
looking at some. We're looking at that as well. In the what's interesting about that though is in the governor races around the country.
I was going to ask you about that.
The Democrats have gained 9. They're gaining 2 governorships in the United States.
Are you
The
serious?
GOP has won 11, but as a result, they've lost 2, according to the Associated Press. So they've gained. So the Democrats have.
It doesn't.
While it's still a majority, are GOP. They have closed it. It's become
They're closing the
tighter.
gap.
They've closed it. Yeah, they've closed a little bit. It's closing the gap on that
It
one.
doesn't. Dave.
And then some.
It doesn't.
No, I know.
There's no significant ballot measures at a federal level, so that's where we are with that. But yes, it is very it's very interesting to see the U.S. House. A lot of the districts are maintaining. Again, the big change that has popped up that's caught people off guard was the Virginia race. 2 districts in Virginia have gone red. All the others in New Hampshire, North Carolina, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Indiana, Maine, those are all they were all held by the Democratic Party, and they will remain with the Democratic Party.
I don't believe a single thing that comes out of Pennsylvania. I won't ever believe it until they get rid of the ballot system that they have.
Yeah.
Nope.
Well, unfortunately, we have to take numbers that are reported.
Yep.
So, anyway, Noah Gibson, hello. Lorenzo?
Wow.
Leslie here, how are you, doll? If they can't get their votes counted tonight, then they must be cheating again. Dwight Allen, I fully agree with you, brother. Jimmy
If it
Sparks,
walks
hey,
like
buddy.
a duck, quacks like a duck,
it must
normally
be
is a
duck.
duck.
Quack, quack.
How are you doing, Robert? Robert says he needs a red wave for his birthday. We're trying to give it left in the ball game. Bradford has no timeouts. Kid takes the first snap, kneels down. Okay? Lets the clock run. Which he should. Let the play clock run
Right,
down.
right.
He takes the second snap. Well, the kid doesn't go all the way down.
He stands
He
there, Dave.
stands there. Our guy strips it. 55, McBride, strips the ball. Should have ran it in for a touchdown. What does the referee
Stop the play.
Stop the play because he said his knee was down. Fine. Michael.
His knee
He's
was that
6.
high.
How tall is that tallest
Literally
kid?
that
6'2".
high
That's-
up off the ground.
Literally.
Literally. He was
So-
almost standing straight-legged.
So my question is, let's go back up to the previous play. I was filming there. I was in the stands watching the game. Great game.
It
I have a
was.
question
Okay.
about the pass interference penalty in the end zone.
Okay.
Was that
Oh.
was there And no call there because it sure looked like pass interference to me.
He got mugged there.
What
Yeah.
what they're talking about was the last play that Bradford had.
Yes.
I don't know that it was pass interference, but it most certainly was holding. There was two of their DBs that were on the fastest guy on the field. One, Mr. Jip.
Mr. Jip. Yeah.
And you could watch it. He had them beat by 2 or 3 steps, and they had a hold of him.
Yeah.
And the referees are standing there watching this.
They say that, Michael, they said their feet got tangled up, is what he
And
said.
that's what
Because he was faster than everybody on the field.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, would have been a 15-yard penalty. And actually, since it happened in the end zone, that ball would have been at the 2-yard line, first and goal to goal for the Tornadoes.
At the very least, it should have been a 10-yard penalty in first and however long it was for the holding call, which is what I really thought they were going to throw because I figured they would say something crazy like the ball was uncatchable.
Right.
That's really what I thought, but
People
they had to been
comment
holding
on
him.
me about it.
Chip would have been there.
Yes,
All
he
right.
would have. Okay. Nonetheless, see the referees run up, by the way, Mike? How fast they took off?
Oh, yeah.
The referees,
absolutely.
Oh,
the
yeah.
referees
It was
took
gone.
off like a jet
Jet.
out of the game. It was a poorly officiated game to
It was.
begin with.
It was.
It wasn't the worst officiated game I've ever seen. There was some terrible calls made
Yeah.
on both sides.
It
The
was.
calls that were made against Live Oak did not change the outcome of the game. The calls that were made against Bradford changed the outcome of the game, and there was 3 of them.
Right.
They never should have called holding on that blocked field goal. Never,
Yeah.
because there was no holding.
Right. Well, anyway, I don't know. Again, it's over and done with. The Tornadoes are 9-1. Didn't affect us too much, Michael and Byron. You know what I mean?
9-1 is still impressive.
Okay.
So, no, it's still impressive. I hate it for those young men because they got ripped out of a perfect season.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing there. Did it change the balance of the playoffs? Only in one aspect. And that is we're still number 1 in our region, still the number 1 seed. Everything's going to come through Bradford. We play Crescent City
Absolutely.
on Friday night, and it's just going to keep going up from there. The only difference is that Florida High is the number 1 overall seed,
Right.
and we're number 2. That's the only thing that was affected. We win that game, we're the number 1 overall seed. But it's not going to make a difference because we're not going to see Florida High
Until the state championship.
until the state championship game. If both of us make it that far.
If I'm looking at these brackets the correct way, and I really think I am, we are on a collision course with a team that we have already played. That
Yes.
played us really tough for the first 2.5 quarters.
Yeah.
And that will be Baldwin. I
Yep.
think that will be an excellent game because they're playing better football.
Yes,
too.
they are. And instead of their 8-2, they lost that last game. I forgot who it was.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
one of my friends said.
Said, yeah, who they play? Who was that they played?
I don't.
I want to say.
So is there? And I haven't seen the full bracket breakdown.
Right.
I was just looking at the first round. But
Right.
is there a chance?
I know what you're fixing to ask me.
Is there a chance that we could play Swanee again?
No.
No, not until the state champions. They're on the other
They,
side.
they have to get all the way to the state championship to play us against
Okay.
Louis.
That's
Now,
what I was just
The
curious.
one that we may have to play would maybe Cocoa.
Coco's not in our brackets.
No, they're on that other side. So they would be in the state championship game too, I think.
Oh,
They'd be
yeah,
on the
yeah.
Florida High side, I think. I'm trying to
Coco's
remember.
not-
I needed to pull
Coco's
that
not
up.
beating Florida High. I'm sorry.
I don't think so either. But hey, stranger things have happened.
Well,
So
I hope they do because I would rather play Coco.
Yeah.
So anyway, look, read out Bradford Stadium on Friday night. These boys need a good win. We're banged up. You know, Mike, we have 8 players that are banged up in some sort of form or another that hasn't either played a whole bunch or ain't playing at all.
Yeah.
And we're still doing this with backup players. And again, we should have won that game the other night. You know what I mean? But we didn't. So now it's a new
It
season.
is what it is.
It is what it is. New season. Go out and show these boys why you were so powerful during the whole thing.
Now I want to pose a question. How's that
Yeah.
football field going to be after the fact of 2 to 4 inches of rain?
That field drains so well, buddy, it won't even be
I was
affected.
gonna say you want
You won't even know it was there.
Yeah, the AstroTurf is not.
Now that old field, it would have been a slop bucket.
right, but I mean that's the reason why we do a splash bash there and for the July 4th holiday is because that field drains so well.
Yep.
And in fact, it was when they when Jimmy and company filmed their first hype video.
Right. Yeah.
We were dumping 10,000 gallons of water a minute using 4 or 5 different fire trucks to create a thunderstorm, and it drained out very well. So yeah, that's not a problem.
That's a lot of water.
So
All right. So that's where we stand there. So Friday night, tune in. I'd like for you to go live, or we all would. But if you can't, you can join a radio broadcast with me and Byron. WAG Eagle Country 106.3 special start time, Michael, 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock kickoff. 6:30 we'll do pregame show.
Absolutely.
So go out there and support the Tornadoes as they try to make a state run. I think we have a good shot at it. I think we have a good shot at it, just as good as anybody else's. So, guys, any final words? Just real quick.
Pray.
That's what I say.
No, but I'm looking forward to hearing what he has to say.
All right. Hey, real quick, weather.
Anyone that, if you have anything outside, lawn furniture wise or anything like that, bring it inside. It's just better off. Regardless, the storm is wide. This storm's going to cause some problems. I'm not expecting tornadoes. The only tornadoes I'm expecting is Friday night. but they ain't going to be destroying houses, hopefully.
No, they're going to be destroyed, hopefully,